morning's early coffee. Who is behind the worldwide phenomenon known as Sex in the City?
Well, it all started with one woman, Candace Bushnell, and a best-selling book that was inspired in part by the author's own life.
And while we're all familiar with the iconic character of Carrie Bradshaw and her love for shoes, cosmos, and of course, Mr. Big, just what was the pre-Manolo Carrie Bradshaw like? You're about to find out.
Yes, Candace is with us right now, answers all those questions. In a new prequel called The Carrie Diaries, the coming-of-age tale of a small-town girl with big city dreams.
And good to have you with us this morning for our early coffee. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be here.
And this is actually a book, too, that's aimed at, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Sex and the City. I, am happy to admit. So it's interesting to get a little peek at who Carrie was before she was Carrie Bradshaw that we know. But this is a book that's really aimed more at teens in a lot of ways, and young adults.
Well, it's technically young adult. It's 14 and up, but of course it has to stand on its own, because if you're 14, chances are you haven't watched the, And interestingly, it seems to be a mother-daughter book.
Do you ever sit back and say, I cannot believe the phenomenon that this has caused? Whether you're in Times Square and you see these huge billboards, I mean, the movies, the books, everything. I mean, this was your idea, and then it took off, and now it is gigantic.
Every once in a while it hits me, but then I usually get a call from my editor. We'll say, we need some new chapters of the next book. So I'm pretty down to earth.
When you started it all, did you ever think that there would be that much interest in these characters? That it would, I mean, it's really, because it's a cult phenomenon.
You know, when I started writing it, it started as a column in the New York Observer, and it actually took off right away. And I always felt like it was my big break. I was single, I was 34, hadn't met the right guy. Had tons of girlfriends. They were all single. And the question was, why are there so many great single women and no great single men to marry them?
You talk about being 34 and single, and why are there all these wonderful, eligible women who are still single? I mean, that's a theme, too, that endures. And that's probably the staying power of the brand right there.
Exactly. And I think a lot of 20-somethings, feel the same way. Relationships are always of interest.
How much of you is in the Carrie Bradshaw that we're meeting in her senior year of high school in the Carrie Diaries?
Well, I did grow up in a small town. I grew up in the suburbs, actually, but it was a small town. So I think I got that part right.
And that's where it is.
and then we're done.
This is all creative liberties.
And then, of course, I always knew that I wanted to be a writer from the age of 8. So, all of my writing angst, I put into the character. But there's actually nothing that happened to her that happened to me.
Have you seen the movie?
I have.
In your thoughts, I shouldn't say
I thought it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Great to have you with us this morning.
Thanks,
Candace,
guys.
Good to see you.